P415 launched in a GB market just over 6 months ago. So what's been happening in the real world so far? Who's making the most out of this new code modification? And what's the potential value for asset owners who opt for this strategy? As a reminder, P415 allows flexible asset owners to appoint an aggregator or optimizer to operate their assets, such as battery storage, EV chargers, generators and heat pumps in wholesale energy markets. This party can be different from their energy supplier. Taking a look at Elexon's register of registered BSC parties, we can see that a number of operators have already registered as virtual trading parties, with many more new market participants in the process of registering. This means that there are parties in the market optimizing flex assets and making the most of this recent code change. This is in addition to other aggregators already optimizing behind-the-meter flex assets via the virtual lead party and asset metering virtual lead party routes, the second of which was open prior to last year and was enabled by P415, which allows assets to be optimized in the balancing mechanism with asset level metering. If registered, aggregators can assume all of these roles. For asset owners, the opportunity to participate in energy markets is significant and could make or break the business case for installing flexible assets such as battery storage. To demonstrate this, we ran a model in Gridcog comparing a 250 kilowatt 2-hour duration battery installed on a supermarket in southeast England. In our first scenario, the battery worked to reduce retail supply and network charges, saving our asset owner £6,600 in costs. Given capex costs for batteries of this size are around £175,000, this saving is unlikely to be enough to justify the investment on its own. We then compared this to a scenario where the asset owner appointed an aggregator to optimize the asset in markets, including wholesale markets that the P415 code modification unlocked. We enabled the battery to participate in the day-ahead hourly, half-hourly and intraday wholesale markets alongside static FFR, the capacity market and DSO flex services. These are markets that aggregators are enabling assets of this size to participate in today. Some frequency markets, like the dynamic suite of services, have a high bar for asset level metering and baselining, which can make them less applicable to smaller or behind-the-meter assets. In this scenario, with all markets turned on, we can see that the battery is not only saving our asset owner money on their network and supply costs, but is also earning money in the market services. This is contributing to the bottom line and significantly improving the viability of the battery investment. As with any change, there can be challenges, and one of the largest with P415 and P415 is reconciliation and ensuring that parties, including the supplier, are made whole for optimization that does occur. At the moment, this process is dealt via deviation volumes and deviation volume allocations, which are reconciled via a centralized allocation process. This potentially leaves some suppliers out of pocket for imbalance positions that aggregators create. To partly address this, Ofgem recently approved P444, a new code modification which will more directly compensate suppliers for actions taken in the balancing mechanism. Flexibility markets are moving fast. Having flexibility accessible is critical to achieving decarbonisation and net zero targets. It's not only the GB market that is making moves to unlock flex at the distribution scale. We're seeing similar schemes with the NEBEF in France and the Small Generation Aggregator Framework in Australia. As always, if you're keen to learn more and see how Gridcog can help you accurately model and see the value of your flex assets in energy markets, then get in touch.